From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
And our lead story tonight has to do with a critical part of the U.S. economy, American cars. The Detroit Big Three are in big trouble. Two of them have taken government money, Chrysler and GM, but not Ford. And now tonight, those two, GM and Chrysler, have come back with a plan to save themselves, and they say they need more taxpayer money to make it. It's where we begin on this busy Tuesday night. Phil LeBeau, of course, covers the car business for CNBC. He's with us tonight from Detroit. Phil, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. General Motors and Chrysler have just turned in their viability reports to the Treasury Department, and they both say the same thing. They can fix what's broken, but it will take a lot more money. Claiming they are leaner and moving to become healthier, Chrysler and General Motors are telling the government they need billions more to turn around their businesses. GM, which has already borrowed $13.5 billion, says it could need an additional $16.5 billion. Meanwhile, Chrysler, with $7 billion in loans, is asking for an additional $2 billion.
It should not be a surprise to the American consumer if these companies need more money today and in the future as well.
Both Chrysler and GM plan to become smaller automakers with fewer workers and altered lineups.
We really believe we have to have a shared sacrifice here. It's very, very important.
Chrysler, cutting another 3,000 jobs, wants to partner with Italian automaker Fiat, while GM is now planning to close an additional 5 plants by the end of 2012 as it cuts 20,000 U.S. jobs. And if it can't sell the Saturn brand, it will be phased out after 2011. Both plans will be reviewed by President Obama's auto team, with restructuring expert Ron Bloom playing a critical role. Bloom worked through numerous bankruptcies in the steel industry and will be part of a panel looking into the best way to fix America's broken auto industry, including the possibility of bankruptcy.
If there's a credible threat of bankruptcy here for General Motors and Chrysler, then all the parties at the negotiating table will have to take it seriously.
Tonight, GM, Chrysler, and Ford all got a big boost to their bottom lines. The United Auto Workers have agreed to rework their labor contracts with the Big Three. Brian, that will help all of the domestic automakers become more competitive and close that pay gap with foreign automakers here in the U.S.
All
Brian?
right, Phil LeBeau outside GM headquarters on a cold night in Detroit in more ways than one. Phil, thanks. And now we turn to this stimulus plan designed to help revive the economy.